Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
We are a nation in decline.
Experts are preparing for what is known as Disease X, or the next pandemic.
What we are seeing is a revolution against the system.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rise and Grind with VinceTagliavia. We are live. I am live with you every Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. Today's early. We're an hour early today, but typically 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. Today, we're a little early. I've got a long day ahead of me. I need to get started on it early, so I push the show in before, better sooner than later. So if you're catching it live, awesome. If not, you're catching it later, that's perfectly fine too. Just make sure you hit that thumbs up and leave any comments or anything below, and I'll check it out later. But for all those that are live, thank you for joining. It's a pleasure to see you. We've got a handful of people, a few here, a few there, a few everywhere. Just so you know, I stream on Rumble, D Live, YouTube, and X.com right now. So please follow me everywhere you can. You could go to the link in the description for my website and find all of those. I also stream Twitch on the weekends and sometimes during the weekdays, mostly on the weekends. And on Twitch, I just live stream chess gameplay. And I'm a beginner, and it's just for fun. So, and I am enjoying it. I streamed quite a bit yesterday. It was a great time. Getting better slowly but surely. And it's a lot of fun. So if you're into chess, you could follow me on Twitch too. Alrighty then. Well, this is not that. This is not a gaming show. This is real life. We're going to talk about the news of the day. By the way, my Substack is offline. They've made it private. They've blocked it for some reason. I'm trying to figure out why. So sorry if y'all are liking that Substack, and I apologize for not getting the audio out there yet either. It's still coming, just slow rolling, but I do need to get that audio every day out, and that's on the agenda. And also I need to start streaming on other places. So that's all to come as soon as I could make it happen, y'all. So just stay tuned for that. Let's get into the news, though. Let's talk about the financial aspect of things to start off, and then we'll get into the rest of the news that occurred over the weekend. We've got stocks opening. They were up a little bit this morning. They're kind of flat right now. We've got a big week ahead. Action-packed week, they say. We've got lots of earnings, and we've got Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Facebook, all reporting, and the Fed rate decision this week. So it's going to be a volatile week. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, or ups and ups, and who knows, probably ups and downs. It's going to be very volatile, and we'll see what happens. We'll keep our ear to the wind, as they say. But yeah, let's look at this. This is going to be, to call today's show, it's going to be a bumpy ride, because I really think it is. I think that there's more than meets the eye to most of this stuff. And even me, even you, I think that we're susceptible to being deceived in all of this, not just financially, but the whole grand scheme of things. We'll talk about that more in a bit. But this guy, Nick Gerli, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Gerli. He's the CEO of Reventure Consulting and Reventure App. He's been posting all this data. He's a really cool Twitter account that I came across, and he made this post here, and I wanted to share it. It's quite alarming, but you know what they say: when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So don't be a victim of this. I mean, a lot of us already are. We need to stay positive and get through this, right? He says that warning, the money supply is officially contracting. This has only happened 4 previous times in the last 150 years. By the way, this is from March 2023. Each time a depression with double-digit unemployment rates followed. And here's the graph he's talking about. This big dip here is the Great Depression in the early 1930s. But look at that V-shaped recovery. It was still horrendous. The 1921 Depression had 11% unemployment. The Great Depression had 25% unemployment. And my goodness. And there was one in 1878. 1870s Depression had 14% employment. 1870s, 1890s, 1920s, 1930s. We've been good since then, with the growth not dropping down below 0% until now, between 1930 and now. And this was months ago. I want to see an updated chart on this, but he just goes in to talk about what this means. Contracting money supply plus inflation is a nasty combination because it means there are fewer dollars floating around in the system to pay for the higher prices. At some point, the system breaks, a deflationary crash occurs, This is exactly what happened in the Depression of 1921, not the Great Depression. This occurred after World War I and the Spanish flu, where there were years of high inflation, money supply growth. And then wham, 11% deflation and the unemployment rate skyrocketed. All it took was a minus 2% contraction in the money supply in 1921 to cause that deflationary depression. And we're already at negative 2% contraction today in 2023, March 2023, suggesting that the resilience of our economy and the current inflation might not be as strong as people think. And yeah, here we go. Buckle up. And, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. We had Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, very popular book. He said that a real estate market crash is coming and it's the best time to get rich. And Yahoo Finance reported that. He's predicted 7 of the last 2 recessions. That's a joke comment by the Jerome Powell parody account. Oh, someone says he says this every day. He has said this every day for years. Yeah, I guess it's not really news, is it? When he says it. Anyway, it's controversial, I suppose. Anyway, onward. Wall Street Journal says it won't be a recession. It'll just feel like one. All right. So that's reassuring. It won't be a recession. It'll just feel like one. Hey, good morning, Christy. Good to see you. Good morning. Hope you've got your coffee. I've got mine. I just got a refill. Black Jester, good morning. Get ready to see fake dollars flood your bank accounts. Yeah, they're going to do stimulus. I bet they will. Oh, man, they probably will. Here's your stimulus, everybody. No good, man. I don't want a stimulus. That'll just make things worse, right? Pretty sure that's why we're in this position. All right. In other news, Hong Kong court orders liquidation of China's Evergrande. It's happening. This has been in the headlines. It's finally occurring. January 29th, 2024, Insider Paper reported a Hong Kong court on Monday ordered the liquidation of China's property giant Evergrande. Oh my gosh. But the firm said it would continue to operate in the case that it has become a symbol of the nation's deepening economic woes. Okay, so they're liquidating, but they're going to continue to operate. What? Once China's biggest real estate firm, its astronomical debt of more than $300 billion had become emblematic of a years-long crisis in the country's property market that had reverberated throughout the world's second largest economy. Blah, 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 blah. All right, we're going to move on here. CNN Philippines is closing down due to financial losses. Just more things falling apart, especially when it comes to the fake news out there, as many call it. And we're going to move on. Have you guys seen the trailer for Civil War, the movie coming out this year? If you haven't, it's really interesting. I've posted it on Twitter, so x.com. You can follow me there. Link is on my website, or you can search my name and find it as well. Well, I'm not going to play it right now, but it's about civil war in the United States and countries seceding and the military. It's about reporters following the unfoldment of a civil war in the United States. And I posted on Twitter. Let me go see exactly what I wrote here. So if you want to see the trailer, you could go to my Twitter and find that. But you can watch it after this, I suppose. But I said, is it just a movie trailer? Or I said, it's just a movie trailer, right? It's not predictive programming or a conspiracy theory to cause destabilization in order to maintain power for a corrupt regime established by force. Civil War trailer 2024. And it is interesting to say the least. And I think it's predictive programming. I think that this is to cause destabilization. This isn't for entertainment and fun. I think this is really to influence people. And that's just my feeling. Just like everything on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and Disney and all these media companies with horrible, mostly terrible programs. Some are very entertaining, but I still think that there's even influences in the things that you wouldn't expect. In other news, Paris is blockaded. Jim Ferguson, UK. Jim Ferguson, former parliament candidate. He says that he's the founder of the Freedom Train International. And he says that thousands of taxi drivers are coming to support the French farmers fighting back against globalist policies that hurt the farming industry using fake climate change alarmism. They have joined construction workers and have halted all traffic. The protests in France are massive and growing in number as more and more people join them. And we have a video here, and it's pretty wild. I mean, this is just crazy stuff, folks. Traffic stopped. You've got smoke. You've got fireworks going off. The Paris blockade has started. And I think that this isn't a coincidence. This isn't people just sick of it. I think that this is actually orchestrated to happen now. I think that it's a combination of things. It seems very organic, and it seems like, oh, the people are standing up. They're going to get what they want. I think that a lot of these things are going to inevitably backfire. I think it's going to be, it might be, I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong, but I have this slight feeling that it might be like a January 6th situation where it doesn't turn out so good. And that's just a feeling I get. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this set up? I mean, this seems like a setup, especially with that Civil War movie coming out, all of this unfolding on an election year. At the same, last election, we saw it all unfolding, but that time it was more protests by, well, there was the truckers, but also Antifa and BLM. Now we have this. I mean, I think that it's going to be a risk, at the least. Is it wrong? Should we stop? Should they stop? I don't know. I think that many people's hearts are in the right places. They want things to change. They want to secure the border. They want the globalists to knock it off. Different things like this, right? They want freedom. But I don't know how it's all going to shake out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What do you think? What do you think? All right. I'm glad you guys found me just a little early this morning. I apologize for the surprise early show, but I've had to shuffle things around a little bit. Let's move on. We've got a lot to cover. You also got Belgian farmers joining the protests against tyrannical climate policies. We've covered all this stuff. This has been going on for a month now. The Take Our Border Back convoy begins, and that is in the States here, the U.S. of A. It says here on naturalnews.com that the Take Our Border Back convoy begins Monday, January 29th. That's today, starting from both the east and west coasts of the United States. The two convoys are set to meet in Eagle Pass, Texas, this coming Saturday, February 3rd. There's only 2 days left in January. Oh my gosh. This event aims to draw attention to the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border and support Texas's efforts to protect its southern border against the ongoing invasion by drug cartels, human traffickers, and other criminals. Other criminals like terrorists, for example. They don't say that, but yeah, other criminals, just terrorists. There was a terrorist caught on the border just recently, and I think he was released into the U.S. for a year. Yeah, just go. It's fine. We'll talk to you in a year, buddy. We're watching you. They're not. Oh, just insane. Big problem. The razor wire. I saw that Nino Rodriguez went out to the border and he's like, hey, I just wanted to show you guys the razor wire at the border. It's very symbolic. It's good. But I mean, anybody could just walk up and snip this and walk through. It's not even anything major. It's like kind of he's saying that it's a little bit I don't know, that it's sensationalized and that it's blown out of proportion and all this. And I kind of see what he's saying there. So I don't know if y'all saw that, but it was an interesting take. And he got down there. He's down there. So I don't know if he still is, but he just posted that. National Guard troops and a massive convoy of truckers are heading to the southern border for a dramatic confrontation. That's what End of the American Dream posted. I mean, does that seem a little bit influential on what the outcome of this will be for a dramatic confrontation? I mean, it doesn't need to be a dramatic confrontation. It can be very cut and dry and simple. It really can. It's just weird. I'm just saying, folks. Psychological manipulation is real, and I think that's one thing we've learned over the past few years, if anything. So I mean, even these, I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, all right, onward. High crimes and misdemeanors. House unveils impeachment articles against Mayorkas over the border quagmire. That's going on, just so you know. We've got a lot here. I might have to publish this on my website, all of these stories and more. I've already skipped a few. And maybe I'll publish it on a blog on my website and then share it on Twitter because my Substack is currently under review and locked or whatever. E333 says, oh, the PSYOP is real for sure. Well, I'm glad you guys are aware of this situation. Spread the word because people are going to fall right into it. I mean, not that we shouldn't do anything and say exactly how we feel and advocate for ourselves and freedom and peacefully protest and all this stuff, because that does have power when people come together. It's just the ultimate power, because the people are the majority. So, I mean, at the end of the day, what the majority says tends to kind of go that way, at least in some regards. And however, it's a risk. It's a Achilles heel. What did you do now, Vince? What did I do? I don't know, Left Maryland. Left Maryland says, look here, don't worry about the money they gonna send to you crazies into Israel. You crazies. Oh my gosh. Apparently, Chuck Calesto came out and he reported that a leftist group was busted aiding and abetting cartel runners. And this guy, Ben Bergquam, Real America's Voice, TV News, He said, "This is insane." He posted an 8-minute video. We don't have time to watch it all, but I will share this. He says, "This is insane. Leftist group found directly aiding and abetting cartel runners at their camp in Arivaca, Arizona. This is treason. Please share this world. The world needs to see this, and they need to be held accountable. Biden did this. Trump 2024." And he gave a thanks to the people. He said, "Thank you, Tim Foley and Arizona Border Recon, for exposing this location. Be sure to support their work at arizonaborderrecon.org." I've retweeted that. If you want that video to watch later, definitely tune in. A 8-minute video there and share it. Please share it. This is important stuff. And it's you know, I mean, considering the psyop, I'm just like looking at this stuff and I'm thinking, what's a trap? What's a trap? I think it's all a trap. I honestly do. This is all a trap, folks. Don't let it influence you. Be unpredictable. That's what I'll say. Be unpredictable. Yep. Don't go on autopilot. Good morning, Lucas. Good to see you, man. Do not go on autopilot. Just be aware and focused, okay? Autopilot. I've been fighting myself on autopilot lately. You just get these, you do these things unconsciously and you just start doing stuff. I've been trying to be like really focused on good things, right? You know, eating right, exercising, not participating in bad habits, and you just automatically do them. You got to like stop and be like, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to do that? That's what I ask myself. I stop myself before I do anything. Like, do I really want to do that? What else could I do instead? And I just try to really do it. And that's the same thing with the psychological warfare thing. I mean, I feel like it's the same thing. It's manipulative. It's automatic. You automatically respond to it. So you have to be careful. Anyway, crazy stuff going on in the world right now. The climate crazy people, the climate activists threw soap at the Da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Oh my gosh. Spreading awareness about what do they say? The earth is flat and hot or something. I don't know. Or they say it's not hot, it's change. Climate, it's changing. Just getting ready to deface it, but it's obviously protected. Okie dokie. Good for you. Saving the planet, one attention-grabbing act at a time. Whatever. There's been a payout. 8 out of 50 recipients of a $10 million payout from Seattle for Black Lives Matter riots identified as Antifa. So yeah, the rioters sued Seattle. They're getting $10 million. 8 of the 50 recipients have been identified as Antifa. This is so crazy. I mean, you've got corruption happening against people and for people. As far as our justice system goes, it's handing out dollars to crooks and then it's taking money from innocent people. Talking about Trump. Anyway, just nuts. Onward. Although there is more similar news, I want to move on because it's getting late in the morning and we have a lot to talk about. By the way, in Seattle, we have pro-Hamas activists still almost on the daily, I would say, blocking intersections, this time in Bellevue, Washington. It's near Seattle, Washington. And they're protesting and blocking and parking cars with banners and riding bikes and blocking and standing in the road. Their Palestinian flags, and it's crazy. This is going to continue. I guarantee it. All right. There was a conclusion to the E. Jean Carroll ruling, or the case. The ruling was massive, and Trump is to appeal due to an alleged conflict of interest. Former President Donald Trump's legal team plans to appeal the $83.3 million decision in the defamation lawsuit from E. Jean Carroll due to an alleged insane conflict of interest with the presiding judge. So I think Trump will successfully appeal this. I hope. I mean, really? Weren't they going after like 10 million and then the jury decided 83 million? What's going on with that, man? That is just nuts. This is some weird stuff going on. Everyone's talking about the election, right? The election. Who's going to be the vice president? How are they going to steal it? Oh, it's of course the illegal immigrants and stuff, the cartels. Who knows is going to steal it? But now we've got this, right? I mean, who's going to run? Biden's not going to make it, right? He's going to drop out this year. Everyone's saying that's the word on the street. He's going to drop out. Even Trump came out and said, "Oh, Biden, I don't see him making it. He's going to drop out." Maybe not verbatim, but essentially. Trump predicted he drops out. Game Tech Politics predicted he dropped out. A lot of people are predicting he drops out. People are saying Big Mike might run. People are saying different things. But now we get this. The Baltimore Sun published this headline. Forget Kamala Harris. Put Taylor Swift on Joe Biden's ticket. What? Taylor Swift? And then the Daily Mail also published an article about Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift has been very vocal and on politics and all this stuff lately. It says here on the dailymail.com or dailymail.com or .co.uk. Taylor Swift could sway the 2024 election outcome. New poll finds with a fifth of voters likely to back candidate endorsed by singer. No. Baloney. If you could find one person that's going to vote for Taylor Swift, let me know. I'm just curious. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. This is a joke. This is manipulative. Yeah, 5%. Get out of here. 18% of voters say they're more likely or significantly more likely to vote for a candidate endorsed by Taylor Swift. What? Yeah, this is a lot of a baloney poll. This election will see 8 million new voters in the U.S. electorate and a total of 41 million Gen Z voters, many of whom are influenced by celebrities. Yeah, go ahead. You could try. I mean, a lot of those Gen Z people are going to be voting for Trump. I know that. Yeah, what the heck? Taylor Swift. Horrible news over the weekend. A drone attack on a U.S. base kills 3 American service members, injures dozens more. Nikki Haley came out. Senate Republicans and Nikki Haley plead to strike Iran following the drone attack on the U.S. military base. Trump came out with a great statement. I'm going to just share Trump's statement and we'll move forward from there. I'll go ahead and share this on Truth. You could read along or just listen. And this is what Trump said on January 28th, 2024 at 11:02 a.m. The drone attack on a U.S. military installation in Jordan, killing 3 American service members and wounding many more, marks a horrible day for America. My most profound sympathies go to the families of the brave service members we have lost. I ask all Americans to join me in praying for those who have been wounded. This brazen attack on the United States is yet another horrific and tragic consequence of Joe Biden's weakness and surrender. Yeah. And thank you, Trump, for that. Yep. And there was also more going on here on the global scale, on the global view. We have this coming out that negotiators from Israel, the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar have agreed in Paris on a framework for the release of the remaining American and Israeli hostages in phases. We'll see. I mean, that's what they're saying right now. It's just one of the headlines out there, just so you know. China deploys warships around Taiwan. Military activity around Taiwan. This has been going on forever. We're just review. It's still happening. More warships. The military has lowered their qualification requirements to enlist. You no longer need a diploma. Is that the story? The U.S. Navy has lowered qualification requirements to enlist as the branch struggles to meet its recruitment goals. The branch will now allow recruits who did not graduate from high school or get a GED. It's reportedly the second time in roughly a year the Navy has lowered its education standard to meet enlistment marks. Oh, my goodness. The decision follows a move in December 2022 to bring a larger number of recruits who score very low on the Armed Services Qualification Test. Both are fairly rare steps that the other military services largely avoid or limit, even though they are all finding it increasingly difficult to attract the dwindling number of young people who can meet the military's physical, mental, and moral standards. Under the new plan, Navy recruits without an education credential will be able to join as long as they score 50 or above on the qualification test, which is out of 99. The last time the service took individuals without education credentials was in 2000. Oh my gosh. Not great. We had this news breaking over the weekend as well. 5 charged in Ukraine conspiracy to embezzle $40 million meant for war munitions. Oh, imagine that. Yeah. Zelensky's lining his pockets, buying yachts and properties, and everybody else down the chain as well. It's no surprise there. We know. But 5 charged. 5 charged. Moving on. We've got health here. Let's talk a little bit about health, and I'm going to end it. I need to get out. I need to go work. I have a long day ahead of me. Try to get a head start on this week. Should have a normal week going forward, by the way. Should start at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. If not, I'll put out information on x.com. So follow me on Twitter. Anything with my live streams, if I go live on Twitch and play chess, if I have any changes to my schedule, I'm going to primarily post it there on Twitter first, okay? So please follow me on Twitter and turn on the bell notifications if you're interested in catching all the shows you can. And that's where I will let you know. But right now, I plan on being live by 8:30 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow and the rest of the week. Anyway, let's talk about health. This is very important. I just got back on a healthy, habitual diet. I don't like calling it a diet. It's a lifestyle, man. It's not a diet, all right? It's a lifestyle. I wanted to talk about this article I found on Natural News. It's the 5 best natural antibiotics and antivirals that destroy superbugs and just about everything else. This article surprised me. It says here, garlic is on the list, and that's true. Garlic's great. The thing with garlic is you want to make sure you have raw garlic and cooked garlic to get the benefits. Raw garlic, I will chop very finely and then just put it throughout like a chopped salad or something. That's one way I eat raw garlic. If I'm a little sick or something, I'll just eat a little garlic clove. Spicy, but it does the job. And also cooking with it is just fantastic. So nothing wrong with garlic. Garlic's a good one. Let's move on. Echinacea. Echinacea. It's been used for hundreds of years to strengthen the immune system and fight a variety of infections. Traditionally, echinacea was also used to treat open wounds, diphtheria, cellulitis, blood poisoning, syphilitic lesions, and other bacterial-related diseases. I've never used this stuff. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It says here, although it's mostly used today for fighting colds and flu, this potent herb possesses the ability to destroy most virulent bacteria, such as Staphylococcus aureus, which causes MRSA. Interesting. Colloidal silver made the list, which I found interesting. Shout out to colloidal silver. I've got some of that in my cabinet. The germicidal and antibacterial properties of colloidal silver were discovered almost a century ago. Numerous clinical cases and anecdotal evidence provides us with the knowledge of the power of colloidal silver to kill bacteria, fungal infections, and viruses. Even though the FDA has tried to discredit the efficacy of this important healing substance, the effects of colloidal silver in the treatment of bacterial diseases such as MRSA, topical wounds, sores, and infections speaks for itself. Colloidal silver, that's really something. And then, of course, you look this stuff up, they tell you, oh, it's going to turn you blue, it's going to kill you, all this stuff, same thing. I mean, look up something good, they're going to say it's bad. I'm just saying. And they're like, oh, there's not a lot of studies on that stuff, a lot of anecdotal. Yeah, that's what they always say. I think it's great. I think it is. I believe it. I have it. I take it. Pau d'Arco. It's an herb native to South America. I don't know. I'm not even going to read this. It was used by the Indians of South America to strengthen the immune system and fight life-threatening diseases. It's best consumed as tea or decoction. Is this even available? Let's see. It is. Yellow Pau d'Arco tea. PAUD''ARCO. I don't know how to pronounce that. I haven't heard of that one. That's interesting. And then Manuka honey. I actually got some Manuka honey. It says here, the most delicious and deadly agent that works to kill bacteria is Manuka honey, which comes from Australia and New Zealand. It's very expensive. Researchers have discovered that Manuka honey applied topically can kill a wide range of pathogens, including MRSA and flesh-eating bacteria. Scientists were pleased by the fact that the treated bacteria didn't build up any resistance, rendering the honey ineffective. So, wow, that's interesting. Manuka honey. I got a little jar of it, and it was like $20. And it lasted me because I was sick. Last time I was sick, I got some, and I was putting it in my tea. And it lasted me like a week and a half, maybe a week, maybe week or two. Yeah. So I was like, oh man, no more Manuka honey. It's gone. I never refreshed it. I never got it. It's probably something I need to get put on the shelf at least. But one thing they didn't mention in this article and why I was surprised is oregano oil. Oil of oregano, or just oregano. Oregano oil is the strongest antibiotic, antibacterial, natural remedy out there. I mean, it cured. I had strep throat last year, 2 years ago, or last year. Might have been last year. I think it was last year. I got a really bad strep throat. I couldn't even speak. It was so bad. And I took oregano oil, and it went away within a couple days after that. And I didn't take any antibiotics or anything. And then if you look it up, strep throat, they're like, you can't do anything. If you have it bad, you have to go to the doctor and get a shot of antibiotics. That's the only way. That's what I was reading, at least. But no, I put a little bit. I took some oregano oil capsules. I also put some inside some tea and mixed it really vigorously, and then I sipped that. It hurts, but oregano oil, folks, look it up, look into it. There's a lot of information on oregano oil. It's very, 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 very potent, so be careful. It can actually like burn you. Oregano oils have antioxidant, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory properties. These oils may also play a beneficial role in weight management and infection treatments. Yeah. I always keep this handy. You can make it yourself too, by the way. It's very easy to make. It's oregano extract, oregano essential oils. Anyway, a lot of it's anecdotal, but there are some studies on it as well. So there you go. Natural antibiotic oregano oil. It doesn't hurt to have medicine, though. Real medicine when push comes to shove and your life's in danger. Real medicine. And I mean, this is real medicine, nature, right? God gave us everything we need. He gave us herbs. What's the quote? Somebody knows the quote. I think Mr. Plum. Somebody posted the quote. Anyway, about God providing everything we need. But when push comes to shove, I will say this: if you need an emergency surgery or you really have a terrible, terrible infection and oregano ain't cutting it, you may need to see a doc. That's just my opinion, and you know, there are life-saving treatments out there. It's not all bad when it comes to it, but largely I think it probably is. Last but not least, let's see. I think I got another health thing. Well, I think we're going to end it here. We'll end it here. You could just go to my Twitter if you want to see some of the things I talked about. I don't think I'm going to publish this all this morning. Maybe later today I'll publish it. But I gotta get this show on the road. Thank you all for tuning in. Please subscribe. Go to my website and subscribe across the platforms. If you have a DLive account and a Rumble account and a YouTube account, subscribe all those places, please, so we could get this shared around, people finding their news and whatnot. E333, thumbs up for oregano oil. Thank you, E333. Thank you very much. And anyway, guys, I'll see you. I might do a stream tonight, but it'll be impromptu. And again, I post all this stuff on Twitter before I do it, so that's a good place to follow me in case there's breaking news or something. I will go live. So turn on your notifications. You can subscribe, hit the little notification bell, that kind of thing. Follow me on X, hit the notification bell, and you could join me when I go live, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate all of your heads ups and your tagging me on Twitter and stuff as this news continues to break and things are unfolding. We're going to keep our eye on it here Monday through Friday. So I'll see you all soon. And I got a new outro. It's a nice little song. So this one's called Tiger Blood, and it's a nice one to go out on. So please enjoy it. And just headphone users, beware. It might be a little loud. I tried to turn it down a bit, but enjoy. And I'll see you all soon. Take care. God bless and Godspeed.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
2024 may be the year of a black swan event.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.